Alright y'all, out in the woods today in the rain and mud and all that fun stuff. I want to make a quick little video on this here chainsaw. Apologize if the audio is not the greatest. I forgot my mic at home. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but here we are. Anyway, if you're prepping, homesteading, or whatever like that, you need a good chainsaw. You can get by with those cheap Polands or whatever, but they're really not very good quality. I'm sure the Husqvarnas are alright, but I don't have a lot of experience with them. We've always ran Sthil, so that's what I'm used to and what I use and everything. So anyway, on chainsaws, you can have, you know, there's probably endless different choices that you can pick from. And for cutting down big trees, logging, commercial stuff, you want something like a 441 in the Sthil realm. It's 72 cc's on up to the one I have. The one I like cutting down big trees and stuff is the 661, which is 92 cc's. So that's a heck of a saw, you know, and 25-inch bar on it, all that fun stuff. But you probably don't need that. You may be better off of one of these. Alright, this is a Sthil Ms250. This was set up more for a homeowner. I had somebody sell it to me used for a good price, is why I ended up with it, because normally I don't buy a saw this small. But this one is 45 cc's, so it's a pretty good little saw. 18-inch bar on it. And let's go with the features. It comes two different ways. This way is more the homeowner or maybe prepper, homesteader things. I don't think it's as quality as the old-fashioned bolts, but so far I haven't had any trouble with this one. I actually like it better than I thought I would. But you loosen that, you take your cover off, put your chain on or whatever, and you can tighten or loosen your chain by this here without having to have a saw wrench. Now the other style has one or two nuts depending on how big the saw is. You have to loosen those, and it's a little screw that you turn with the screwdriver head of the saw wrench and it tightens it. For this, all you got to do is loosen that wheel, and then you can do this by hand. You see it get looser. There we go. And then you can just take your finger, tighten it back up. Or if you don't have enough finger strength, you can use a small stick or a screwdriver or whatever, but then you're good to go. And like all saws now, it's got the kickback feature where if it's running and it kicks back at you, your arm will hit that and it stops the chain. It's got a little bubble here that you push to help it crank to prime the fuel up, which we have another one of these saws, a 250 like this, but it's set up the commercial way. And over here you see this sticks out pretty far. The other one's about flush. This is a easy cranking mechanism, which again, I don't particularly like because I don't need it. I don't have any trouble cranking them. But some of y'all, that may be an issue. Maybe you're older and don't have as much strength, or maybe you have an injury. That's possible too. But anyway, this saw here, we've had a smaller one because my mama runs sometimes the saw, and she gets what I call the baby saws. You know, no offense, but it's the smallest thing Sthil makes. It's like a MS-170 or 180, depending on which one you get. And I don't remember how many cc's it is, but you know, small saws like that. And this is, you know, quite a step up from that. Not a huge leap, but it's definitely more power and better quality and all that fun stuff. Those small saws usually don't make it about a year or two and they're just trash, basically, in my opinion. And the smaller ones with that feature to keep the chain tight, they don't hold up, they give a lot of trouble. And the easy crank gives, I don't feel it's very quality and all that fun stuff. Which this one here I can probably change to the regular style crank and rope and cover and, you know, the whole 9 yards like that. But so far it's working. But I don't have a lot of experience with them. But one thing I have learned, if you try to, you know, pull it normally like you're going to crank something, it doesn't really crank for some reason. Like, you can do that, or if you used to more of a hard constant pull, if you pull it a little bit and then go back just like that, it's more normal, where you can do it like that, but that's not really what I'm used to. So I'll pull it a little bit and then I'll go back just like that. So maybe a little tip for you today. If you don't have a chainsaw, maybe that'd be a good prep for your stimulus money. Again, I didn't buy this new. I don't know what their price is now. I know the 170s and 180s that I was just talking about in our local area are usually about 180 bucks. So this one would be something over 200, I would guess. Probably around 300, maybe a little less. But again, depending on your size, the more they cost. Like I said, the 661 that I got, which is a commercial saw, all the bells and whistles, that was about $1,200. So, you know, but I don't recommend that saw for everybody, being that big and that powerful. It'll get you hurt real quick. Another thing on this saw, you can get the green label chain, just like the green label that's on here. And that's more of a homeowner low kickback chain, they call it. But I'm experienced with a saw and I don't like it. It cuts slower and it's hard to sharpen, so I get the yellow one, which is the more commercial style. But anyway, stay prepped up, prayed up, and strapped up. I gotta go back to work.